Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for another edition of Charlie Loves Science. Now I've been waiting to talk about this for kind of the past few weeks. You know, we've continued to have snow events and just major weather phenomena that obviously deserved talking about. Now, well, again, we're getting some rain showers exiting right now. I want to take the time to give you guys an update on something, again, that's really going to be impacting consumer goods, electric vehicles for one, but really just batteries in general over the next 2 to 5 years. We're going to be going through a major overhaul of battery technology before we know it. It all comes down to what is called solid state batteries. Before we get into, of course, what is a solid state battery, let's talk about again what current battery technology is at right now. It's still looking fairly basic. This is your standard battery. You know, got the positive top, the negative bottom, but when we break it up, it essentially forms into a cathode and an anode. In between there, though, that's where the magic truly lies. Because right now, if you were to take, you know, like a AA battery, you're going to find the electrolyte within that AA battery is in liquid form. It's electrolyte, but it is a liquid that allows electrons to pass regulated from the anode, or excuse me, from the cathode down to the anode and then out to power whatever it is you need to power, whether it's, you know, some speakers or a light or maybe a whole car, a microwave, what have you. This is again where we are at currently. Now that liquid can be problematic. It's why we see the potential for fires whenever we're talking about lithium-ion batteries and how they're not great in extreme environments due to their potential for either catching fire or even exploding. But again, they do a very good job of passing electrons through that liquid and again creating a relatively high density battery, high energy density battery that, you know, folks can use in their solid forms, whether that's a AA, you know, AAA, or a full like car battery. This is where the technology is currently. However, with latest advancements, scientists again and physicists have been struggling to turn that liquid into a solid for some substantial benefits, and it now looks like they have cracked the code, if you will, on turning that electrolyte from a liquid into a solid substance. Ceramics or even perovskite is another one that is potentially being used. Now again, it does the exact same thing as what normal batteries do. Allows electrons to pass through down to the anode and then out to power a system. The difference is that so many benefits come with this solid state battery technology. First off, obviously in phones, got my phone right here, lithium ion battery in this bad boy right here. That fires can happen from cell phones that either overheat or maybe have faulty batteries or stored in improper conditions. That's what happens when a liquid lithium-ion battery experiences a little bit of a thermal breakdown, and that leads to, again, fires. Solid-state batteries don't have that problem. Much safer. The solid electrolytes significantly reduce the risk of fire. This is incredibly important, obviously, in cell phones, but think about it in cars. Whenever you watch the news and you see an electric vehicle that has, you know, gotten into a car crash, well, there, again, you can get some leaking in the battery off of that electric vehicle, and that can create a fire or even a massive explosion. So this will really increase the safety of electric vehicles, especially when they get into car accidents. So that is a big one. It is much safer. There's several other benefits as well. A much higher energy density. What does that truly mean? Means you can pack more energy into the same size of space, or reduce the space and still again maintain the same amount of energy. Solid state batteries can hold about 1.5 to, in some instances, almost up to 2 times more energy than your standard lithium-ion battery can. That is fantastic news. So, if you've got a lithium-ion battery in your phone, well, think about, you get a phone with a solid-state battery, your battery life is going to last almost twice as long, certainly noticeably longer. Similar story with an electric vehicle. You'll be able to drive farther, your range will be longer, and you'll be able to, again, recharge it even faster. That brings us up to our next big point, fast recharging. Obviously, it doesn't take too long, with fast chargers nowadays to charge up your cell phone. But if you are, again, an electric vehicle driver, faster recharging is crucial. You go to a gas pump, gasoline has an incredibly high energy density per volume, much higher than what we see with normal batteries. So when you go to a gas station, it's very easy and it's very quick to essentially recharge your car or fill up your car with the energy it needs to go. The solid state batteries, again, will recharge, estimates have shown, between around 5 to 10 minutes. That is incredible. That is game changer for the electric vehicle kind of just marketplace in general. And then finally, this is one I know a lot of you are probably hoping for with your batteries. Longer lifespan. They will last longer. You'll see less energy degradation after recharge cycles, making the batteries that you have last longer. So your phone will last a little bit longer. The reason I got a new phone a few months ago wasn't because the processor or the screen was bad or anything like that. It's because the battery just died out. It couldn't hold a charge anymore. It would drain super fast. With these solid state batteries, that changes. The lifespan increases quite a bit, and the best news is that some of these solid state batteries are already reaching consumers. Now, it's a very niche market as of right now. In China, they have actually put out according to Wang Feng, a chief scientist of the China Automotive Technology Center, they confirmed again that they're going to be putting out coming up later on this year, July of 2026, the first solid-state EV battery in China. That is big news for batteries across, battery technology across the world, but also, again, the electric vehicle market. So this is, again, a big update. Battery technology is really what's limited the electrification of the U.S. and of the world, with the ability to store energy easier and, again, safer. This is going to really help cut down, hopefully, on pollution, and it will give us a cleaner outlook and a cleaner future when it comes to energy storage. Well, that's all we have time for today's Charlie Loves Science episode on batteries. Hope you all very much enjoyed it. I know I am tickled about this, but I know I'm also a science nerd. But regardless, we will be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you back here for more news and weather on the First Alert Desk coming up at 3 o'clock.